Hello, my friends. This is Jean with AWC Home Care. As you guys know, I have been through a journey of providing home care, senior care for people who are in need. We are, as you know, we are from 4-hour to 24-hour care. We did talk a lot. Recently, I have had several shows about VA, and I did tell you guys I have met many veterans or veterans family who have a lot of issues with the care they're receiving from the VA, and which I think that is very unfair. Today, I happen to have a very special person, and who has become a very special friend of mine through the service that we provided. I have Miss Sally with me. She will be talking a little bit about the service that she received from our company. She will be able to tell us what does she think about our company and why she thinks what she thinks about what we do. Miss Sally, thank you very much for the opportunity for me to talk to you a little bit about the service that we provided to you. So feel free to tell us and tell our viewers how you feel about the service that you receive from our company.
I have to start by saying I've been caring for my husband for 12 years, and for the past few years I've needed help. The VA has allowed me 2 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they have the list with the agencies on it. But the, we reached a place where they had no workers on their list to come, and so I heard of WISPA and do I say WISPA?
Well, it's
Double.
by Home Care, but
Okay.
AWC Home
Okay.
Care is probably an easier way to say it.
And uh, Mr. Sean was extraordinary in that he has the medical expertise, the Christian compassion, the understanding, and he doesn't come across like this is a money making business. He comes across that this is more like a humanitarian aid ministry, just a wonderful, different approach to caregiving. And he sent me CNAs, one dear lady Monday through Friday, and another lady Saturday and Sunday. And the lady Monday through Friday was extraordinary. Quiet, doesn't make a big fuss, but she quietly took care of my husband in such a gentle way that even a man with dementia would ask for her. He sensed she's different than anyone else. And I did not have to ask her, would you please clean up the bathroom after a shower for him? Would you please empty the catheter bag? Would you please dust and mop the floor in his bedroom? I never had to ask her. She did it before I asked her. And in her 2 hours here a day, she would not sit down. Even when she was finished with him, she stood and quietly looked around to see what else could be done. And it was a beautiful experience. And I can say it made such a difference in my life because it was so a relief of stress. And I've known great stress with incompetent CNAs that would do as little as possible. The ladies from WISPA have done exceeding abundant above all that I could have asked or thought. And it was wonderful. And I cannot recommend them enough. Just, it's been such a blessing for me. Now, if we'll all get on the bandwagon and try to get this company to be on the VA's list of caregivers agencies, that will be a real accomplishment for many of us.
Well, I know one of the things that I do a lot is talk about the quality of the service that our veterans receive. And I have had several shows about veterans, about how we provide care to them, about how we take care of them when they come back, about the accountability that we have to them as people who helped us. Tell us a little bit about some of the frustrations that you've been going through with some of those companies that been coming to your home, and unfortunately we are not VA, we do private care, but some of those companies that have been coming through, I know you've been going through a lot of frustration. Why don't you tell us, tell our viewers a little bit about the frustrations that you've been having with some of those companies?
I don't consider myself a picky person, and yet, when someone enters your home and someone is caring for my husband, and I guess you say you do become picky. Picky in the sense, I expect you to be on time. I expect you to show up. And I expect you to not sit and text or talk on your cell phone during the 2 hours that he needs care. I cannot give him a shower or even turn him and give him a bed bath without help. I have known CNAs that I'm the worker and they're the helper. And I don't want that. I want them to be the CNA and let me be their helper. I've known probably 130 different CNAs in the past 5 years.
Wow.
And all but 2 have been from the VA's list of agencies. I've had some good people, but I would think less than 10% of 100 would be what I would consider a good, worthy, competent, experienced, trained, devoted CNA. And my definition would be on time. Please don't sit in front of my needy husband and text and talk on the cell phone and make your application for a different job at my house during the 2 hours. If I ask you to please mop the room, only his bedroom, not my whole house, only his room. If I ask you to mop, don't make a trail to his bed and ignore the 2 sides of the room. Things like that. Don't talk about your immoral lifestyle, or when you're putting a catheter on my husband, don't talk about what you do with your boyfriend. That's unethical, and it's discouraging.
Yeah.
When someone has dementia and they're a man, especially, and they're bedridden, a woman shouldn't come in loud and forceful. She should be so sensitive. That comes from experience.
I agree. So Willie, I know many of those companies, and again, guys, for you watching, I'm with AWC Home Care. We always say it is not the size of the company, and it is not the name, how big the name is. We are a licensed company in Georgia. We don't care too much about how big our company is, but we are very big as far as quality. I was having a little conversation with Miss Sally earlier. We have right now 100% satisfaction rate with our client. Again, every client we have, as a family practitioner, I personally come to their home and do the initial evaluation, so I create a care plan to make sure that they receive the best quality care. Now, Miss Sally, I know you got in touch with us. One of the saying that we have, we talk about our timing. Usually we make sure we get in touch with you immediately. If there's any issue, we get in touch with you. When you call us, we do free evaluation. You don't even have to pay for it. But I always say it on my shows, if you know somebody who is at risk at home, I will come and do a free evaluation. It does not cost them anything. But as far as when you get in touch with me, because usually I have a phone for the company, but if they don't answer it in the office, it comes right to me. So the minute you talk to me and we had that conversation, how did that conversation went? How did that conversation go? And what was the timing as far as responding to your needs?
I emailed your agency not having any reference, and you returned the call within 24 hours. And that evening, the next evening after I contacted you, you came to our house, you sat down, you looked at my husband, you looked at me, and you gave us an evaluation, and you spent time with us. And you're a nurse practitioner. We'd never had anyone that experienced come out for an assessment. The highest is usually an RN, but often it's an LPN that comes out to do assessments. And I often feel they don't have the medical understanding that you had.
Well, that's a good thing because, again, what we try to do is every one of our client, and I always say it and we try to maintain that, every one of our client, I try to personally go in there and meet with them to make sure that they're receiving quality care. It is not a question of, oh, hey, we need a client, they call us, they give us a referral, let's move on. But again, we are licensed people. We want to make sure what we do is not just about the money, but we make sure we check everyone, and it's not just you, Miss Sally, but every one of my clients. I know every one of them. Every one of them, they have my private cell phone. They text me anytime, and many of them, even though they're no longer my client, they still call me. They still ask me questions when they have issues at home. So again, it's not really about advertising for my company, but I think there's a lot of benefits of using our service. There's a lot of good reason for somebody to choose to use the service we have, for people to even encourage other people to use our service, because it is quality. When you have your family members, you want to make sure you have somebody who is knowledgeable. One of the other thing, some companies would say, I can do that, but we license people. If I come here, if there's part of a service, like some people may need dressing change, I know whoever I'm sending here, there will be a CNA, they can do this. I will not trick you and say, yes, we can do it just to have a client. But what we do, we will refer you to somebody else. Or if we think the care you need has to be in the hospital, we will not trick you to say, you can stay home, we'll provide the care just because we need a client. But we make sure, and this is the very important reason I personally go in there to see who we provide in service to. Because again, those CNAs who works for us, and again, as you guys know, those home care company, it can't just be a caregiver. It does not have to be a CNA certified. But everybody who works for me, I make sure they have the certifications. I do continuous training for them. And again, I know, Miss Sally, you have a very high regard for the caregivers who came to your home, but it came from the bottom. It comes from, actually comes from the top. Me, as the leader of this company, I make sure all those people, they are trained, not just in the physical caring, but also mental caring, because we are caring for people who have dementia, who have Alzheimer's. So we make sure that those people, they are well trained to know how they address the family members, how they carry themselves in your home. Because again, it is a very high trust when you allow somebody you don't know, who is not your family, to come in your home, and we do know that. So because of that, we make sure everybody we send to your home, they are people who are highly qualified, and they know they have good manner when they come in your home. It's not, our employees is not like anybody can just come in. They are handpicked, and this is the reason why right now I can tell you we have 100% satisfaction rate. Everybody likes our service. Everybody's texting me, telling me how happy they are. No issues, again, they know if they have a problem, they text me, they call me, I'm always there for them. So, Miss Sally, I know I'm not gonna take take a lot of your time this evening. I'm just gonna allow you to say a final statement if you want to before we close this little communication we have.
This is the only agency I know of that the top is a medically trained person, and I do think that makes the difference. And getting your license as a CNA in the state of Georgia does not qualify you to be a really good caregiver. You must have a heart for it, you must have some training, experience, and you have to have somebody at the top to set the good example. This is the only agency I've ran across like this. Most are a business. This one is more than a business.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Sally. Again, thank you for giving us the opportunity to service you. As you know, I'm always going to be available to you as I'm available to anybody I ever serviced, to anybody in the community who need help. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm a professional. And I give my heart for what I do. Again, I always say it. I go around, I do evaluation for free for people just to make sure I keep them safe. So guys, if you're watching or if you will be watching this later, I want you to continue to share it. Talk to other people about it. Talk to other people about our company, AWC Home Care. Our number is 678-696-9905, or you can visit our website. It's www.awchomecare.com. Again, we are in Atlanta and all the different surrounding areas. If you call us, we have a very quick response time. If you talk to one of the case managers in the emergency room, like at Kennesaw or any of those hospitals, they can tell you. We are very quick. By the time the person leaves the hospital, by the time they get home, there's a caregiver sitting on their driveway. And more importantly, not just any caregiver, but a qualified caregiver who will be taking best care of them. And again, guys, I'm here for you. If you need me, you know how to reach me. Please share this video. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Again, thank you for watching, and you all have a great day. You all know I'm coming back because I'm continuing with my journey as far as educating people in senior care, as far as motivating people about our seniors, about the people who in the past were the backbone of our society. I always say, if we talk about the youth being the future of our generation or of our society, we have to think about where the youth comes from. We have to think about the people who assisted the youth to be who they are. If I'm here today, it's because there's somebody who may now be maybe in a nursing home, somebody who may not now be dead, or somebody who is older, who trained me through school, who was my parent, but there is somebody. So together, join with me so we can continue that journey and educating people as far as taking care of our senior and help them to stay safe at home, where they belong, as I always say, where they feel love. I'll see you all later. Thank you.